Good afternoon, and welcome to another weekend analysis in my video series. Um, I welcome you on behalf of the entire team from Trading Live. I hope you had a profitable trading week last week. It was kind of like a mixed bag for us last week, but we keep pushing. Um, well, we can see that gold did had some funny movements last week. We'll dive into that and we'll also still look at our weekly outlook, which I must say hasn't changed all that much. We are still looking out for bearish movements on gold. So, welcome once again. Let's go right into the analysis for the coming week. So, this will be the second week in a row that we'll be waiting for gold to drop. The price action from last week or two previous weeks. Let me go to weekly so you can have a clearer picture. So this is our weekly, the weekly time frame, and we can see that very huge pin bar looking candle that took place 3 weeks ago. And based on that, we expected price to drop 2 weeks ago and last week. 2 weeks ago, there was a price drop, but this previous week, this last week that just finished, we could see that price shot up considerably, but still was not able to maintain that upward momentum. It did not create any new highs or on gold, or it create any new all-time high. Let me put it that way. There was no all-time high created for gold. So sorry, let me just recenter the chart. Yeah, we could see that gold pushed higher earlier in the week, but towards the ending of the week gold still dropped, meaning there hasn't been that sustained bullish push in gold so far. So what does that mean? Are we going to be bullish? Are we going to be bearish? What's our take? A lot of people have reached out to me individually, try to get my opinion on the matter. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I still have a strong indication that, or strong feeling that gold is going to drop over the next few weeks, over the next few months. And we can see our primary indicator, which is the 10 and the 50 moving average on 4 hours. On Friday, it looked as though it was going to be closing bearish. So we will be looking at that closely once the market opens. We'll look at that, see if it closes bearish. It will turn our analysis back on the negative side, or turn our analysis back to sell, right? We're looking out for sell opportunities, and once the moving average cross bearish, then we'll go into lower time frames and start looking for sell opportunities. But for the time being, we'll choose to fold our hands and just look at how the market plays out. Now, if the market closes, last week the market closed below this low, not last week, upper week rather, and I expected that to usher in a more bullish, a more bearish move in the market, but that was not sustained. Now it's going to close bearish again by Monday open, hopefully, unless the market gaps up. If the market closes anywhere around here or slightly lower, our moving averages should close bearish. And with that, we'll start looking for sell opportunities, sorry, on the lower time frames. So just to remind us, if you're enjoying this content, if my content has been helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the videos with your friends, families, colleagues, anyone that you feel it might be helpful to join our platform. You can also join us on Telegram or WhatsApp. We have groups there where I also share further analysis and I also drop signals. So, having looked at that, it's also important to mention that the fundamentals for gold and most USD pairs remains strongly bullish. Um, Last week there were some agitations or some level of issues between India and Pakistan that could have some impact on the global markets. Considering that both countries have access to nuclear weapons, so and that can escalate quite quickly. So we also need to keep an eye on that, right? Um, Donald Trump has signed a trade agreement with England, which on the receipt of that news, the market actually fell. Gold prices actually dropped significantly, but the major one is China. I guess everyone is looking out for how gold will, sorry, how the U.S. government will negotiate with China. If there's any positive news between U.S. and China, we expect the price of gold to drop further. If there are escalations and tensions between the U.S. and China, it might affect the price of gold and make it to go higher still. Also, Russia and Ukraine is still there. We still have to keep an eye on that. Um, as it affects the price of gold. So, where's our target? Our initial target for gold, a gold sell will still be between the 3,000 and 2,961 handle. Um, Considering we get a significant bearish cross and we get that close below 3,197. If we see that sustained close below this level, then it will expose the 3,000 handle quite easily. But it's still a long way to go. We still will be looking at the market closely, and if we see an opportunity to make a trade, it will be posted um, in the platforms that I have mentioned earlier. So that rounds up my analysis for this weekend. I wish you all a happy trading week. And like I said, if you enjoy the content, do like and subscribe. And let's push the video to as many people as possible. Thank you. Have a lovely trading week ahead.